Deep in my own heart I found strength and the courage to go on. When I faced my fears I could see they were all just illusion. I want to make a difference. I want to be the way. Now when I want to turn and run, I hear myself say, I am not weak, I am not helpless. You are not fear, you are not judgment. You are whole, you are worthy. You are the way of God. Stretch your heart until it reaches the way of God. Every master teacher teaches the way of God. 'Cause the only way to peace is the way of God. So when the path before you seems too much to take, just remember who you are. Take a breath and say, I am not weak, I am not helpless, I am not fear, I am not judgment, I am whole, I am worthy, I am the way of God, I am the way of
Good morning, everyone. How are we doing this morning? That's kind of weak. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing this morning? Fantastic. It's good to be here. Good to be here. Welcome to the Center of Unity. We are excited that you are here this morning. There's Aunt Karen back there. Good morning, Aunt Karen. My kids call her Aunt Karen. She's not really any relationship to us, but they call her Aunt Karen. Good to see you back there. If you're here for the very first time, we want to say welcome. If you're joining us online, put a little emoji or something in there. We're going to go ahead and get started this morning. Let's go. Yes, please. Psalm says, honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are his sanctuary. Worship the Lord in the beauty of his holiness. Why don't you stand up with us? Sing together. A wonderful, so wonderful, your sure and failing love. Your love has spoken mercy over me. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no heart could fully know how glorious, how beautiful you are. And
Well, good. You're good. There you go. Good morning, everybody. Good to see all of you who have joined us here in this sacred space on 1650 Hughes Road. And we're so grateful that we can also be connected with you wherever you might be. I know that every Sunday morning we've got people tuning in from Missouri. We've got people tuning in from Colorado. We've got dear friends that are scattered throughout the country, and we're just very grateful that we have this way to connect. Even if we can't always be together in person, that we can still be connected heart to heart. We can be connected through the ideas that we share and through the encouragement that we can give one another as we traverse this journey, both of spirit and of our humanness, and for the beautiful ways in which that unfolds, to have this space in which to share it with one another and to be that example and that encouragement to others who are just starting their journey, wherever that might be taking them. And it's beyond just this Sunday morning service. It's an opportunity to be able to connect with people at a deeper level through different groups, through different activities that go on. And so we would love for those of you who are just discovering us to be connected into all the different activities that are being offered here. If you would be willing to fill out a Connect card if you're here in person, that you'll find in front of you in one of those little pockets, or you can go online to centerofunity.org/connect and just share with us your experience today, how we can support you, how we can pray with you, and how we can further connect you with others that might be on that same path and seeking to find those relationships that really enhance that journey. For that, we have fulfilled our purpose, to be that space where people can step in to that energy, to those practices, to those principles that will support them in transforming their own life and knowing their own value and worth, and in understanding their soul's purpose. We're going to explore that a little bit more this morning, and then to be able to take that out and make a positive difference in our world. There's nothing better when it unfolds that way. So we're grateful for the many ways in which you've said yes to being a part of that, and we're gonna sing again.
We're going to sing again. There is this story in the Gospels about Jesus, and he came upon this blind man, and came up to the blind man, and he spat down, he spit in the ground, and he wiped the spit in the mud, and then he put it on the man's eyes. And then he said, "Go wash your eyes out." And when he came back, he could see. It was a miracle. He could see, right? And so he went to the religious leaders. They questioned him. They said, "Is this the same man? Is this the same man?" And his parents said, "Yeah, this is our son." And the religious leaders, they said, "Are you the same? What is this? How did this happen? What's going on?" And they questioned his parents, and they questioned all question. And at the end of the day, this is what the man could say: "I once was blind, but now I see." There was no religious criticism. There wasn't any, he didn't come up with anything fancy. He didn't come up with some reason. He said, "I once was blind, but now I see." So we're going to sing this morning about not just opening the eyes, our physical eyes, but opening our heart, opening up the eyes of our heart. Let's get started.
I want to see
just the voices, just the voices. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Everything. Good morning, how are you? Great. So my name is Grant. I am part of your care team. I have the privilege and honor to serve with Miss Maddie, who I'm not allowed to say anything nice about. She gets embarrassed. So we're here to be of service and to pray for you. So anybody that needs prayer support, please meet us over. And we'll be happy to pray for you and provide whatever support we can. That's all confidential, and it's free today. So today, the Daily's word is connection. I share connection to all living things.
I share a connection with the human family, the world's creatures, and the universe itself. I am reminded of the words of astronomer Carl Sagan, who wrote, "The cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the universe to know itself." I affirm this cosmic connection and more. I feel I am a part of everything and connected with everyone through the indwelling presence that unites us in God. When the world feels lonely and I'm struggling to find my place in it, I remember this cosmic connection and that despite our surface differences, we have much in common. I value my connection with others and seek to make new ones. I treasure these relationships and celebrate our oneness in God.
From Thessalonians 5:11. Therefore, encourage one another and build up each other, as indeed you are doing. So if you'll pray with me. Heavenly Father, Mother God, we know there is one and only one being, and that is God. And that energy flows through each and every one of us. That energy is each and every one of us. And we know that we are all made of the same God stuff. And that one of us is struggling, and we are all struggling. And sometimes we need the power and the strength to hold up others. So for each and every person that has asked for prayer support, we hold them up. We see the truth that they are absolutely perfect. They are healthy. They are secure. They are safe. They are abundant. And life is great. We know that just on the other side of the veil, on the other side of what looks like challenges, are miracles waiting to happen. And those miracles are only waiting for us to say, welcome, come on in. And that God's greatest desire is for each and every one of us to live life fulfilled, happy, and with absolute outrageous prosperity. And we say, this is the way it is, so it is, and amen.
So we take this energy of knowing that the power, the presence, the life, the very essence and breath itself of the divine is in this place, in this very moment. It is alive within each of us to the extent that we open ourselves and make it welcome. So as we move into this time where we bring our attention inward, where we let go of, for a little while, all of the external activities that have brought us to this moment, and we loosely let go of any thoughts about what this day may hold for us, and bring ourselves fully into this awareness of that divine presence, alive within each of us and connecting us one to another. If you haven't already, you might want to just allow your eyes to slowly shut down so that you can bring all of your attention to this inner space of your being. And there comes a time in every spiritual journey where we begin to shift from asking what life can give to me and begin being willing to ask, how can my life become a blessing? How can I be that gift that the world is in such desperate need of? It's a subtle shift, but it begins to change everything. Instead of striving, we can begin to serve. Instead of controlling, we can begin to trust. Instead of wondering whether we are enough, we can simply become available. So imagine that in this moment you are standing before that infinite presence, the divine love that created you, that knows you, and that delights in expressing itself through you. There's nothing that you need to prove or that you need to earn. There's only this loving presence waiting for your willingness. So if you're ready, I invite you to just silently affirm within your own being the invitation to Spirit of use me. Use me. Use me to bring kindness where kindness is needed. Use me to speak words that heal rather than divide. Use me to listen with compassion, to notice those who feel unseen, to bring hope where fear has taken root. Feel these words moving from that thinking part of you in your mind down into your heart, to that place where that energy of love is able to move and to express. You do this not as an obligation, but rather as an invitation. The divine will never force its way into this world. It expresses itself through willing hearts. So today, that invitation is to allow your heart to join that force of ones that are willing to be love in action. Allow this to fill your whole body with an energy that is warm, that is filled with light, that reflects the true essence of who you are. And know that this light is not just for you. It naturally shines outward, without effort, without striving. Now take just a moment to imagine the people you will encounter today. Perhaps it's family or friends, maybe even the strangers that you will encounter. And see yourself meeting each one with this quiet prayer already alive within you. Use me. Use me to express that divine love through a smile. To meet each moment with your patience, your words, your presence. And now let this prayer become even simpler. With each inhale, receive, be filled with divine love. And with each exhale, offer it freely out into the world. Being replenished with that energy of divine love with every breath in, and knowing it can never be depleted as you offer it freely to the world around you. Breathing in, fill me. Breathing out, use me. Fill me with your divine love. Use me as your vessel to share it with the world. And remember, as this day unfolds, that simple prayer with every breath. Fill me, use me. And celebrate the ways in which those ripples of divine light and love express in ways that we may never even know into our world. And as you take another deep breath and allow that breath to bring you back to the awareness of this time and space, the sounds in the room, the chair that's supporting you. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. So this morning, as you can tell, we're going to do the message and the way it flows today a little bit different. And that is because we have a very special guest in the house who's here to share the spiritual truths that she has discovered during, well, it's a lifetime worth, but specifically in these last 15 plus years in this adventure of writing a book. The book that ultimately she called A Secret of Life. And I love the subtitles because those help you even really get the feel for what this book is all about. Helping you achieve your soul's earthly purpose and destiny. How many think you've got an earthly purpose, destiny, that you're here for some particular reason? Yes? Some of you still on the fence about that? That's okay too. And then it's also, as she puts it, an invitation to step into the divine spotlight. How many of you are ready for that? Ready or not? We're going to start this morning. So I'm going to invite you to help me welcome up to we're going to have a little conversation going on here this morning. Vivian Lewis to our stage. Thank you. I'm going to come right there. All right. So just a little background here. I met Vivian a couple years ago. She has been a longtime member at Unity on Greenville Avenue in Dallas, and a long-term truth student, both of Unity principles and practices and of A Course in Miracles. I know that's been a really central part of your life. And I got to know her through 2 different years of their prayer chaplain, what we call care team. They call it their prayer chaplain training, where they were without a minister for a couple years. So I was helping to fill in there where I could, and got to know her still in mid-process of the creation of what seems to be the end product, but really has been an ongoing, I think, journey of your own spiritual growth and unfoldment, which it seems like whenever we step out to do something, that's something we can always be sure we're going to get. So, and as I read your book, I realized that our journeys were similar in a lot of ways, and perhaps that's true with a lot of people out here, is that especially in those early years, there was a lot of writers who influenced my own understanding and my own spiritual journey. And you reference a lot of different spiritual writers in here that I went, I remember that back in the 80s and in the 90s, reading some of those books and awakening new ways of thinking about things. Even before I ever got to Unity, I was on the path with many of these different writers. So I know we've had similar influences in the way that we understand ourselves and understand life and our own spiritual foundation with that. But you write in the book that a huge turning point in your life was being able to fully embrace and to fully embody Oprah's Use Me prayer that just sort of popped into your awareness again in 2007 after you had initially felt its influence in your life, seeing it on TV at that time, which was very groundbreaking in 1998 when Oprah was getting her Lifetime Achievement Award, and this was her acceptance speech that I think not only touched your heart, but many hearts in how we embrace that. So I wanted to play that video real quick, and then we're going to let you talk about that on the other side, all right? You're going to get big subtitles.
Thank you. This is certainly one of life's full circle moments for me, because it's so true. We are all beacons of light for each other, and I'm grateful that Barbara Walters was there for me to see that beacon of light, to become all that I could be today. Thank you, Miss Barbara. Thank you. I want to thank the Harpo family, and I want to thank the King World family. I want to thank everybody who has nurtured me, who stood in the gap for me. Stedman, you're the sweetest man. With the greatest integrity, thank you for helping me to be everything that I am and all that is to come. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Maya. Thank you all. You know, from the beginning, being a colored, then Negro, then Black, then African-American child, growing up in Mississippi, my prayer was, for as long as I can remember, God, use me. use me, use this life. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I know that there is a vision for my life that is greater than my imagination can hold. Use me, use me. What would you have me to do? And that dream, that desire, that prayer brought me somehow to television. And to be able to use this tremendous vehicle of television to go into people's homes and somehow be able to touch their lives and to be the beacon that Barbara was for me, to be a light of hope and understanding, to share some sense of illumination that maybe sometimes reflects people's lives and sometimes opens them up to themselves, is the greatest blessing God could have given me. And I want to continue to use television as we become more polarized in this medium. I choose to use it in whatever way I can, we can, to make people lead better lives, to lead them to the highest vision possible for themselves. That is the goal. I thank you for this award because it encourages me to run on and see what the end will be. Thank you.
Yeah, so you said that was a big catalyst for you in this journey of writing this book. Can you share a little bit about that?
Well, first I want to say one thing I've learned on this journey is that there's always a big event. Something major happens on this journey before we make major changes. And so in '04, I realized my daddy had Alzheimer's. And so I lived in Houston for 30 years. At that time, I owned a salon and barber studio. And so when I realized in '04 my daddy had Alzheimer's, nothing meant nothing. I had my dream car, a nice home. I loved my salon and barber studio, but nothing meant nothing. And so I sold everything quickly, and I moved back to Denver where my daddy was. Well, in '07, I came back to Dallas where my son was. And I'd always written down my goals and focused on my goals, but I couldn't get my footing. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. And so I remembered Oprah said, I asked God to use me. And so I wrote a goal and I asked God to use me. And I read that goal and focused on it. And so then in '07, in '09, my daddy passed. And so my daddy was a black cowboy. And black cowboys have swag, okay? And so the video was awesome. People were so fascinated by the video. So at the repast, 2 people came up to me and said, you should write a book. And so I thought, oh yeah, I can do that. I can write a book about Daddy. And then I realized the book was to heal me. And I was like, oh, come on. God, I'm not a writer. I'm not a writer, okay? And so then I knew I was supposed to do it. And so that was in April, the repast. And then August the 15th, '09, that morning when I woke up, the title, You Are Good Enough, was in my head. And I knew that was my title. And I was like, oh, Lord. But I knew I had to do it. And so I listened to my guidance. I did everything I was supposed to do. And then in 10, I started writing. Okay? Well, on that journey, I met Robert, taking a course in miracles. And I did everything I was guided to do. And then in 2020, COVID. I had been writing for 10 years. I was stuck at home. I said, okay, God, I'm sick of this book. I want this book done by the end of this year. I'm tired of it. Well, I studied the course diligently because I knew that was what I was supposed to do. And then at the lockdown around April, I wrote down that goal. And well, I got the message, focus on lesson 73 every day and write a goal based on lesson 73. Lesson 73 is, I will there be light. And so I wrote down my goal and I focused on it every day. And my guidance was to read that you're in lockdown, read that goal every 2 hours. I did it. September 2020, I'm walking early one morning and the whole book fell into my head. But it wasn't You Are Good Enough. It was A Secret of Life. And my message was, this is your book. I experienced light. The whole book was there. It was based on lessons 73, 74, and 75. Lesson 73 is, I will there be light. Let me behold the light which reflects God's will and mine. And so when we experience light, we experience God's will. We experience God's kingdom of good. We experience what is ours. The whole book fell into my head. And in my research, I discovered that, I'm going to be honest, being black, born in the 50s, I didn't know that black people and white people experienced success in the same way. I didn't realize that the universal law was the same for everybody. I didn't realize it. And so I'll give you an example of light. Henry Ford and the V8, I think it was, engine. I have the story in my book. He told his engineers, I want an engine on one block. And he went to them and they said, it can't be done. He said, I want it. 6 months passed. He went to them, how's the progress? It can't be done. I want it. Keep working on it, I want it. A year. They all said, all the engineers said, it's impossible, it cannot be done. About 6 months later, as if magic, they discovered it. They experienced light. Barry Gordy, he tells his story about light. Barry Gordy was born and raised in Detroit. He loved music. He loved jazz. He opened a jazz store. Well, the majority of the black people in Detroit had come from the South to work, and they didn't want to hear the jazz. They wanted the blues, but he was going to sell them the blues. So consequently, he went bankrupt. So he had to get a job. So he got a job at Ford Motor Company, and he said that he experienced that a car starts at this end as a frame, and it goes all around the assembly line, and it comes out a Lincoln. And he said experienced light. He knew, I can do that with people. And everybody was like, you're crazy. He said, no, I've got this idea. And so he and Smokey Robbins established Motown, and it was like an assembly line for artists. They came in, they wrote and produced their music, they choreography, like the Supremes. He had a charm school. He made them these glamour. It was like an assembly line. So they came in, basically from the ghetto, went through the assembly line, came out these superstars. So
I'll let you take breath for a second here, because I do have something I want to ask you about that I think is real central in your book, and you were talking about how it is central to the actual manifestation of something, and you call it the universal law of three. I'm wondering if you can.
has anyone heard of the universal law of three? Okay. When I bring it up, people get confused. But three things have to happen in order for something to happen. So like with me, number one, okay, I like to use the example, I used the example in my book of Craig Watkins. You may remember when Dallas elected the first black DA, Craig Watkins. And he established the unit to look at wrongful convictions. And so, okay, now think about it. Okay, three things have to happen before anything happens. Okay, so number one is the motivating force. So the first force is the motivating force. So the convicted person who's wrongly convicted, their motivating force is they want to be set free, okay? So that's the motivator. Okay, the second force is there's always, I can't remember called, but there's always a resistance force. That's the second force. So the second force was they were wrongly convicted. So in order for that conviction to be overturned, a third thing had to happen. And so the third thing that happened was the DA evidence. So usually the third force is invisible. So all of these men were so the first force was they were wrongly convicted. The negating force was the first force was they wanted to be set free. The negating force was the wrongful conviction. But then the third thing that happened was the DA evidence, which was invisible. So like with me, my motivator was I wanted to write a book. Okay. The negating force was I didn't have a book to write. But I didn't. I had an idea, and I did everything I was guided to do, but I didn't have a book. And so I didn't know. I was asking that the law of three be actualized, but the third force was the light. And so when we're praying for something, to be undone or whatever, we're usually praying for light. We've all experienced light. Like anytime you have experienced your intuition, that's light.
I almost see it as, and this may be another way to look at it too, it's that third force is almost what we might call the Holy Spirit. You could call it light. You could call it God's will, sort of inserting itself and being the activator that that moves it. And I also think it is our opportunity. I was talking a couple weeks ago about both and. It's not just either or. And, the first two sets up an either or kind of environment. It's like we want something. There's things that seem to be negators in that or doesn't allow us to make movement. But then there's this third ingredient, some kind of catalyst that comes along that becomes the activation of the expression with it. And we have to have both. Otherwise, it's like we're trying to get the one that we want to have more power over the negating force that's out here. But really what we're looking for is something to emerge between the two almost. There was an example I saw about this that You have one person in a relationship who wants to change, and one person who wants things to remain stable. And this often happens, but so you're sort of at this crossroads or this inertia, if you will, because you've got these two forces sort of keeping neither from moving anywhere. And what maybe seeking is not one or the other. It's not like, well, the person who wants change is going to win, so change is going to happen, or the person who wants it. But if you allow it, this third force is the energy that allows you to see how both can be true, how both can be fulfilled, how both can find. The third force becomes something that creates something new, if you will, something that wasn't there before, that actually brings it into some way that then begins to bless the world.
And like this morning, someone shared to me that they were transformed from whatever addiction. I would say that the 12 steps also helps actualize the law of three, for sure.
Right.
Because when people are healed.
Well, we've got the two. You've got that desire, but you've also got what has been in the way of that, and somehow there is a way to, that third factor can bring you through it.
And I would say that that third factor is light, because they see themselves and everything differently.
Through that new lighted perspective. Yeah, perfect.
And there's a book based on the course. It's called Journey Beyond Words, and it says that light is the experience. Light is not something to learn. Light is something to experience. It's the experience.
And I think in that experience, we're going to wrap it up here. That's where I'm going to say the miracles actually start to. They seem like miracles. They seem like something that's come out of nothing, but it is really just the light.
That's there.
Being turned on, being actualized into our world. All right. Well, thank you, Vivian.
Thank you.
So, yep. Just to let you know, she's got her book, and she also has a workbook that goes with it, to help you put this into practice. And she'll be at the back of the sanctuary after the service to share, or if you've got more questions or want to tap into her wisdom around it a little bit, we can do that. And we're going to invite now the choir to come up and share the music with us. And I'm going to move over here. Making me spit my coffee.
Many nights we've prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. There can be miracles when you believe. The hope is rare, it's hard to give. Who knows
Mighty sound. Thank you. Thank you, Michael, and thank you all of those who have shared their gift of music with us. What a beautiful, beautiful way to put an exclamation mark on today's message. And it is our opportunity now to share of our financial good with this ministry. Because we've got so many of the moving parts today, we're going to be passing the baskets. So in just a few moments, the ushers will be allowing the basket to glide by you. You can put your gift in that or add your energy to it if you give electronically, or this is not your Sunday to share. We are so grateful for the many ways in which we receive our good that allows us to do all that's ours to do, pay all the bills, and to dream about how it is that we're going to continue to grow and to discover all that we can be here at Center of Unity. So let us take what we offer today into our hands, into our hearts, as we join together and bless it. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother God.
Amy Hairston, I'm on the board, and I'm here to give a quick monthly board update. We are celebrating the replacement of the last of the original air conditioning units for the church. It serviced half of the sanctuary, and so it is replaced, and now they've all been replaced. So that was at a cost of $11,400. We also paid our annual property insurance of $22,000 at the beginning of June. So with those two expenses, our general fund balance is $2,468. So we're very grateful to have been able to cover these expenses without going into our line of credit. But we do ask that you continue to support the church as you can, especially as you may be traveling during the summer. If you're not already part of the automatic giving program, maybe consider doing that. But we would appreciate anything that you can provide. As you may know, earlier this year, our wonderful Reverend Linda gave notice that she will be retiring effective the end of May of next year. We are very grateful that she was considerate to give us that much notice. We do have time. But as a board, we are thinking about it, planning for it, and we want to start communicating with you guys about what that looks like. So we have a transition team that we're going to be putting in place that will focus on community engagement and communication So we will be communicating clearly throughout the process, and we want that communication to go two ways. So as you have comments, concerns, questions, we want you guys to come to us and communicate those. So just stay tuned. There will be the team that'll be in place. You'll be getting more communications. There'll be more, even more community engagement activities than we already have. So let us know in the meantime if you have any questions. Always come to us. And as always, if you have suggestions, drop them in the suggestion box or come to one of your board. Thank you.
Here's what's coming up at Center of Unity. We need 8 volunteers to help keep our church grounds beautiful. It will only take about 1 to 2 hours once a month. If you're interested in helping, contact Diane Diven or Kenny Green. Join the Court Group for a fun afternoon of great Texas barbecue and laughter at the Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake on Sunday, June 28th, right after service. Join us next Sunday for our first Sunday lunch, where the theme is vegetarian and vegan potluck. Bring your favorite plant-based dish to share if you can, or simply come and enjoy great food, conversation, and fellowship. Everyone is welcome, whether you're vegan, vegetarian, or just curious to try something new. We hope to see you there. Join Mark and Dawn Morris in the prayer room for centering prayer on the first Sundays of each month. It's a type of Christian meditation where we do 2 20-minute sits, then spend a few minutes in a meditative scripture reading. Visit contemplativeoutreach.org for more info. There are multiple ways you can make a donation to Center of Unity. You can drop your donation off at the church, mail it to our P.O. Box, visit our website, or use the COU or Venmo app. Your continued support is greatly appreciated.
Just real quickly before we invite the kiddos to come in, I did want to make you aware of another upcoming workshop that we're having. It's on July the 12th. It'll be in the newsletter, and I had intended it to get into the announcements this Sunday, and that was my bad that it didn't happen. So Robert is going to be offering a workshop about balancing and clearing and opening up all those energy centers within us to allow the light to shine in even greater. So that's going to be coming up second Sunday in July. There's some information out the welcome desk too if you want to know a little bit more about that. Otherwise, you can just pencil it in on your upcoming to-dos.
Fantastic. All right.
All right.
Sing our kid.
Continue. All right. Good morning, everybody. Our kiddos are continuing to explore spiritual lessons and through the movie, the Lego movie, and they watched another portion of it today. And they didn't go outside today, but they did get to do something in the kitchen. All right. Who was sharing?
Today we made cakes, and one of ours exploded.
Yeah, they were making cakes in a mug in the microwave. All right, all right.
Today we made some cake, and apparently someone exploded it in the microwave.
All right.
It was an accident.
You gonna talk about the movie? Okay, thank you.
First off, that was an accident. Okay, so today we watched part of the Lego movie, and what's his name again? Emmett, the special, he does not believe in himself.
Does he learn to believe in himself?
Yeah. Today we watched the Lego movie, and he figured out that he finally is a master builder, but at first he didn't think he was.
Today we also made cake and watched the Lego movie, a pretty interesting variant for the name Fudge. With the Lego movie, the lesson that most people took out from it was that you can build anything that you want if you can discover that you have the power to.
Anyone else? All right. Well, we will continue our Sunday fun for the next 4 weeks, and so watch for more exciting things to happen.
All right, folks. We are going to stand up. We're going to make a large circle around the auditorium, and we are going to sing our peace song.
Take a moment, look around, see the light in each person in this circle, and bless them as they go out and share it with the world as we go, knowing our prayer for protection. We'll do it as call and response. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. Together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well.